What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the CFPB orders Hyundai to pay $19 million for widespread credit reporting failures. This is a continuation in a video that I made on Friday, where I promised you that I was going to give you an update on what was actually happening, because part of it was where they were actually making a mistake in reporting individuals as delinquent for their loans and leases. And like that's outright, where you can see what the problem was. Like that's just a black and white issue. But when I wanted to dig deep to see what were the other reporting issues that the news outlets did not go into details on, because there was something that was widespread that they did not report in the media. And I was like, well, what would make them have to pay 19 million? I could see 19 million for the other issues that they had, but what were those issues? So I did my research, and these are the other issues, and these are major, because what these issues are showing exactly why, when people are trying to fix their credit and they're reporting to the major credit reporting agencies on why won't you fix this, and it was not fixed, and you knew it was something wrong, and it did not get corrected. When either we said that something was wrong and it did not get corrected. And the thing about it is that I had a feeling that this was like not just with Hyundai. This is issues that's going on with all of the furnishers that are reporting. So let's just look at this. So they state that between 2016 and 2020, the CFPB also found Hyundai violated the Fair Credit Reporting Act (FCRA) and its implementing Regulation V by failure to report complete and accurate loan and lease account information. Hyundai did not take steps to promptly update and correct information it furnished to credit reporting agencies that it determined was not complete or inaccurate, and continued to furnish this inaccurate and incomplete information. This is when they say systemic, this is what they mean by systemic. Now, who do the bureaus get their information from? They got it from Hyundai. If Hyundai says it's correct and you dispute it, and the bureaus don't do anything about it, and you know that it's not correct by what it's showing, what else? What is the next step that you can do? What is the next step that you can do? That's why I'm saying that there's a lot of problems with the bureaus, the way that they accept what is accurate and what is inaccurate. The next one was failure to provide the date of first delinquency information when required. FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, requires data furnishers like Hyundai to provide credit reporting companies the date of delinquencies for when a delinquency account is being charged off or placed for collection. The reason why that's important is because the time starts clicking on number one, the statute of limitations starts, which is different for each state, and then the time starts ticking for the item to be able to just automatically come off of an individual's credit report. Hyundai failed to report a date of delinquencies for many consumers who were more than 90 days delinquent. The next one, failing to modify or delete information when required. Look at that. Failing to modify or delete information when required. Isn't this something that we go through all the time with furniture? So that's what I'm saying. We're focusing on Hyundai, but this is systemic across the board. There are accounts that we've disputed. There's accounts that you've probably disputed, and you're like, why isn't this information coming off? Why isn't this being done when it's supposed to be done according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act? It's because it's systemic. It's because the credit reporting agencies, they don't make no money from you. They make money from the companies that are putting the information on there. So here we go. Failing to modify or delete information when required. I didn't come up say this. This is right here on the CFPB website. Failing to modify or delete information when required. Hyundai furnishing system often overrode manual corrections made by employees in response to consumer disputes. The furnishing system would provide monthly updates to credit reporting companies that introduced the data error after it had been disputed and corrected. Let me tell you something that is happening right now with a client that we have. This is actually happening with a client that we have right now. Uh, we talked to a representative in the I don't know if it's considered the finance department, but the data furnishing department. They stated that the information was charged off back in 2016. I'm sorry, 2015. It was charged off in 2015. Now, this is not Hyundai. This is with another company. So this just shows you that it's systemic. They said that that the account was charged off in 2015. They are being a collection agency is coming after them for the debt now in 2022. This individual lives in California. There is a 4-year statute of limitations in California, so they can't even come after them legally for this debt. It is still showing on their credit reports, and we've been going back and forth, and we said you can't even show this on their credit report because it's past 7 years. It is past 7 years. We contacted directly, 3-way, with the individual on the phone with the company. They said, yes, you're right. This was charged off. We will get this removed. We did a 3-way call with the credit reporting agency, and we said this information should be removed because it's past the statute of limitations of 7 years to even be on the credit report. They said you got to get a document from the furnisher stating that it is past that date. But this is what I want you to get. This is what I want you to listen to me on. Listen to me. Put down your cell phone, or if you're on your cell phone watching this video, listen to what I'm about to tell you, because you probably missed what I said. The company said that they sent the information to the bureaus to take the information off the individual's credit report. The credit reporting agency said that they did an investigation and it's supposed to stay on the report. So do you hear what I'm saying? This is actually what is happening with Hyundai is exactly what's happening with this with this client's information right now specifically, is that the company representative put in there and said this should be removed because it is past the statute of limitations to even be on the individual's credit report. They keyed in to have it removed. The bureaus must have got something similar like this. Hyundai furnishing system often overrode the manual corrections made by employees in response to consumer disputes. So you have companies that have employees trying to do the right thing, and then an automatic company furnishing system overrode what the employee, who is not a computer, put in there to be corrected. So the computer, the employer overrode, I mean, the employer put in the right, employee put in the right information, responding to the consumer dispute. Take this information off, which is what we had from this representative from this company. And then, but what happened every month is that the company's automatic system for putting information in overrode the employee's manual response to the consumer dispute. That is exactly what is happening with Hyundai, and that is exactly what I believe is happening across the board. And that's what you call systemic. That means that even if an employee sees that something is wrong, The system is wrote to keep it in there and not do anything about it because the computer is saying, I'm right, you're wrong. I hate to be animated about this, but man, we got to get this across. That's why I say that it's a battle. You are in a battle. When you're trying to repair your credit, even when you know that you're right, you're still in a battle because the systems are going to go with the systems. And when you put individuals in there, you're going to have to do a lot of documentation, paperwork back and forth. So, what we're doing is we went right back to that individual because we always take down the names. We want to speak to that specific representative. That representative is sending us a letter stating that it was charged off in 2015. We're sending that letter to the Bureau, even though the Bureau is supposed to be able to get that information. They're saying, hey, when we do our check, this is what it's saying. Even though it is not stating that from what this employee is telling us. So we had them send us documentation so we can send that to the Bureau. That's what the Bureau said that they wanted to have. It's going to be very interesting to see when the Bureau uses that document from that company, and if they have anything that's manually set to keep it the same, what is that fight going to look like? I don't know. And that's that's a document from its own company stating that it should be removed. And then you have the system, the furnishing system. What is it going to do? Is it going to try to override a letter that was sent from their own representative from their own company? The next one is failing to have reasonably identity theft procedures. FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, requires furnisher to respond to any notification from credit reporting companies about furnished information that is result of ID theft. Hyundai failed to establish reasonable identity theft and related blocking procedures to respond to identity theft notification and continued to report such information that should have been blocked on the consumer's report. Next, failing to have reasonable accuracy and integrity policies and procedures. Regulation V requires furnishers to maintain written policies and procedures regarding the accuracy and integrity of information furnished. Hyundai failed to review the updates and its credit reporting furnishing policies and procedures from 2010 to 2017. From 2010 to 2017. It's not until 2021 that the company finally updated some of its credit reporting policies and procedures. We have it right there. So this was the background. So they put out there the part about where they, what was it? They had stated that they were putting some of the accounts as delinquent, or that they were that loans and leases were put as delinquent. Like, that was what they just put out there because that was easy for the news media to put out there. This was the systemic part, because this here shows that somewhere in their system they said they don't care, program the computer to just put in what we have, and even if it's wrong, it does not matter, just report it. And that's what they were doing. All right, so we're going to end the video here. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at creditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. This is what we do right here, that back and forth. This is what makes us different. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters, my statute of limitations letter, debt validation letter, cease and desist collection activities letter. I do ask for a donation on those. It helps me monetize my time on the channel to bring you this valuable information. Thank you for your time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you post your questions and comments. And make sure you share this video. Thank you.